Perhaps you could say it all began, Agnes, when you decided to attend Fountain View Academy, which transformed you into a celebrity movie star, at least in some circles of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, including Seth's circle. So, Agnes, when you arrived on the campus of Southern Adventist University in 2012 for a campus tour, Seth took note of you from some videos of Fountain View that he had seen. The next school year, Agnes, you attended Southern and ended up spending lots of time with the same group of friends that Seth enjoyed. And so, you got to know each other in a fun and casual way. Agnes, you thought Seth was really cool, but would never have interest in you. Agnes, after your initial time at Southern, you decided to head back home to Denmark and then to Iceland. But the fall of 2016, you were back at Southern, pursuing a nursing degree. It was during that first semester, while floating down the Hiwassee River, that you and Seth reconnected by playing an animal game. What's your favorite animal and why? With the idea being that the characteristics that you appreciate about your favorite animal will be what you look for in your future spouse. Seth, you discovered that Agnes's favorite animal is the sloth. Because they are cute and easygoing. Agnes, you discovered that Seth's favorite animal is the wolf because it is strong and loyal. So how about it? Was there any truth to that game? Then, Seth, there was that conversation with your friends Jonathan and Elizabeth. They encouraged you to consider dating Agnes because she is super sweet and has been everywhere and loves to travel. Seth, you thought to yourself, I should start inviting Agnes to things. And so you did. But Agnes, you never responded. So, Seth, you concluded that Agnes was ignoring you. But it turns out that having the correct phone number greatly increases the chances of a girl responding. During Christmas vacation of that school year, Seth, you started connecting with Agnes quite frequently by social media. Agnes, you started wondering whether Seth had some ulterior motives. And then he offered to drive all the way to Atlanta, a 4-hour round trip, to pick you up from the airport when you returned from Christmas vacation. But you had already made arrangements, so you declined. But you told him your roommate and her sister needed a ride. So, Seth, you agreed to pick up Agnes's roommate and her sister instead of Agnes. But due to bad weather and the resulting changes in the flight schedules, the two of you ended up together alone in Seth's car for a 2-hour ride back to Southern. Agnes, you were a bit nervous. You thought this could be a little awkward. So you had a backup plan. Take a nap. But Seth, You were becoming increasingly interested in Agnes and had lots of questions for her. No time for a nap. Then the following Sunday, Seth, you texted Agnes and invited her to a group going to a concert. But everyone else ended up carpooling with others, leaving once again just the two of you alone in Seth's car. But it was a group thing, not a date. You laughed the whole way there, enjoyed a great concert, and while leaving, got separated from the group again. Seth, you suggested going for a walk around the downtown area. And Agnes, you thought, maybe he is interested in me. After the walk, Seth, you took Agnes back to her apartment, parked out front, and you both enjoyed a 2-hour conversation until 1 o'clock in the morning. Good thing this was not a date. As you were exiting Seth's car that Sunday night after the concert, well, actually it was very early Monday morning, Seth, you asked in person, not by text, for a date. Agnes, you eagerly agreed. The morning of the date, Seth, you texted Agnes and asked, would you like an adventurous outdoors date or a formal dinner date? Agnes, you chose the adventurous outdoor option, which thrilled you, Seth. So together, in the evening, you explored an abandoned factory. Going all the way up to the very top, you sat on the roof where you talked and enjoyed the view of the stars and the city lights. Seth, this gave you the perfect opportunity to listen to Agnes's life story, which you eagerly did. Then there was that memorable date of watching La La Land and then dancing together out by the train tracks to none other than the Butterfly Waltz. Seth, eventually you asked Agnes's dad if you could date her, and he said, sure, just treat her with respect and kindness. So when the timing was right, you created a leather-bound book with a prince and a princess, and of course a castle. It also had pictures of you enjoying time together, concluding with these words, will you be my girlfriend? Then you hid it under a bridge on the campus of Southern Adventist University. Agnes, you received a text from a mysterious phone number telling you that there was a really cool geocache under the bridge on Southern's campus. You suspected Seth was behind it, and you said you were tired and wanted to go to bed. Seth, you were there with her at that point, so you said, okay, and started leaving her apartment. At which point, Agnes, you said, let's go. When you found the book, you read it together, and Agnes, you said yes, which was then followed by your first kiss, and it was good. 4 months later, you traveled together to Iceland and Denmark. Seth, this gave you the opportunity to meet Agnes's family and friends from home. Seth, finally the time came to propose. Unfortunately, potential rainstorms canceled your helicopter plans, but Snooper's Rock overlooking the beautiful Tennessee Valley worked out just fine. Despite the sprinkles of rain and the threatening storm, Seth, you set up an entire scavenger hunt experience for Agnes, including an introduction video, lunch decorated with rose petals in the shape of a heart, a professional massage and manicure, Rembrandt's coffee shop, Lookout Mountain, and then Snooper's Rock. Agnes, when you finally found your way to Snooper's Rock, you discovered your roommate hiding in a big black box with a question mark on it. She promptly blindfolded you and led you down to Snooper's Rock and took off your blindfold in front of a sign that said, "Will you," and then there was a big blank, "me," with a question mark. What you had really been wanting all day was Seth. And there he was. So after a quick hug, together you put on the letters M-A-R-R-Y. Seth, you got down on one knee, and to Agnes's surprise, you asked her to marry you in the Icelandic language. And Agnes, you eagerly said yes, in Icelandic, of course. Which is what brings us here today. As I have gotten to know both of you, I grow increasingly proud of you and the choices you make. The time, energy, and money you have invested in living life God's way is admirable. It reminds me of Psalm 1 that says, "Oh, the joys of those who do not follow the advice of the wicked, or stand around with sinners, or join in with mockers. But they delight in the law of the Lord, meditating on it day and night. They are like trees planted along a riverbank, bearing fruit each season. Their leaves neither wither, and they prosper in all they do."